Are you looking to deepen your connection with your partner? I'm going to teach you how to achieve emotional intimacy in a relationship. As a therapist, honestly, sometimes I get burned out. And so when I get burned out, I spend my time in the garden. And one of my favorite things to do is to grow tomatoes. Well, my tomatoes suck this year. I haven't taken good care of the soil. I haven't watered them consistently. And I think it's been a bit too dry for them. So we get tomatoes, but they're little tiny things and they're not very good. If you think about it, a relationship's the same way. Unless you have the right elements and ingredients, then you get bad outcomes. So I'm going to talk about ways that you can achieve emotional intimacy so that you can thrive in your relationship. So I hear from couples all the time who want emotional intimacy. They feel disconnected, they feel alone, but they keep trying the same things over and over again, expecting different results. They try the same communication patterns, they try the same types of therapy, nothing works, and they get stuck, and they get more frustrated, and they get more resentful, and they feel more disconnected. So I'm going to talk to you about the things that you actually need to work on to create connection that will start to bring emotional intimacy into your relationship. Emotional intimacy will not happen without trust. Trust is the foundation of a healthy relationship. If you want to be vulnerable with each other, there's got to be trust there. Trust creates safety. And as that safety is built, then each partner can show up authentically and honestly on an emotional level. Communication and empathy are key to creating connection. That's what emotional intimacy is all about. So I'm going to give you some tools about how you can actually empathize and communicate with your partner. First off, getting defensive, shutting down, avoiding connection will never create emotional intimacy. So if you struggle with that, I'd want you to start with what I call parroting. And what parroting is exactly what you think it is. If your partner says to you, "I'm feeling sad," just parrot back, "I hear that you're feeling sad." Now that's not great, but it's a lot better than getting defensive. At least you're saying to your partner, "I hear you. I notice your emotions." Okay, the next step is reflective listening. This is when you become an explorer with your partner. You're helping flush out what they're feeling. They might not fully know what they're feeling, but as you reflect back and as it bounces off of you, they're realizing who they are and they're feeling loved and safety from you because you're helping them process those things. So reflective listening requires you to not be taking anything personally, to have some healthy boundaries with your partner, and then just saying things like, "It seems like you're feeling this." It's all about inquisition. You're saying things like, "I'm noticing that maybe you're a little upset about that. Is that what you're feeling?" And your goal is for your partner to start nodding and saying, yeah, that's what I'm feeling. That's it." That's called reflective listening. And it's bringing emotional connection into the relationship. The next step after that is validation. Now, you can validate somebody that you don't necessarily agree with. Validation is about saying to your partner, "It's okay that you feel the way that you feel. You're not crazy. You're not stupid. It's absolutely fine." So validation looks like this. It's saying things like, "I can totally see why you'd feel that way." Or, "If I were you, I'd feel the same way. It makes sense to me." So you hold that space, you validate them, and it helps them realize, I'm not crazy for feeling what I feel. You're creating safety with them. The last step is empathy. When you're validating them, you're exploring with them. Empathy is you feeling their emotion. It's you resonating with their energy. It's just being with them in the moment. Sometimes the best listening and emotional connection that you can do has nothing to do with what you say. You might cry with them. You might hug them. You might sit there and just nod your head. But they're feeling you and you're feeling them on an emotional level. That's what emotional intimacy is all about. Oftentimes in a relationship, you get focused way too much on the ball and you miss the game, what's actually going on. You bicker and fight about stupid things. But what's really going on are all these emotions underneath. And emotional intimacy is what a relationship is all about. So if you can dig deep past the little things down to who that person really is, you'll start to have connection. Now, I've talked about how to listen, how to be an empathetic partner who can validate, but there's another side to it. How do you communicate your emotions? You be vulnerable. You talk about, this is what I'm feeling. This is how it is for me. And when you do that, I would advise you not to attack. Don't use you statements. You did this, you did that. Use I statements. I feel. This is where I'm at. This is how it is for me. And when you use I statements, you're a lot safer for your partner to hear you and to reflective listen back with you. And they'll help you realize who you are and how you're feeling, and they'll connect to you on an emotional level. If there's other ways to emotionally connect that I'm not talking about, then I'd love to hear in the comments below some ways that you emotionally connect with your partner. If you like these tips about emotional intimacy, then check out my other video, How to Get My Husband to Emotionally Connect with Me.